All right, now, family. So we just begins the part two of this wonderful message titled "For You and Me," right from the very heart of Abba Yahuwah, the mystery of a wife. The mystery of wife says wife is the only reason for mass appearance, testes, and spermatozoon. Part two. Family, in case I share this in the news feed, please kindly drop it and listen to part one. It is very important for you because we start already unveiling the mystery of a wife. We are still dealing with the very first alphabet that set the stage of a wife. Okay, what did it go for? Simply go for what? Woman's womb is Yahuwah laboratory to water man on earth. So we are looking into the key. Listen to part one because there is a key of divinity of Abba Yahuwah he gave unto the woman. Listen to part one. Okay, so right now I was still on top of my voice at part one, unveiling the spiritual womb. There is a physical womb. All those ones is being established at part one. Go and listen now to part one. Okay. Yes, it is very much possible as I shall it in the news field. You come in contact with this part two. When you begin, with this part two, you can get it because we already start unveiling. In fact, we are still proceeding to part three, okay, of this powerful and wonderful one. We are still going to three because it's a very huge. This is the most heavier one. Okay, it's heavy. Among all four alphabet, the letter W, like I say, it is the tithe of Abba Yahuwah in all four letters. We are unveiling, Abba Yahuwah is unveiling over here the deep meaning of words. When you just call wife, you don't really know what it contains. But now that Abba Yahuwah is breaking the alphabet, but alphabet brings forth glory and package them all in one part, in one name. He brings about four glory into one package called wife. It's four glory together, power. All right, but one is for him, the tithe, which is the womb. So we are dealing with the physical womb and the spiritual womb. Okay, listen to part one. I can't repeat what I said over there. So right now, I will do this and take it back again from Nicodemus, John 3. I read from, you can take it from 1 to 7. I read it before, but I will not do it again. Since I just started, I was still on top of my voice, unveiling it. Therefore, my gigabyte was up. Therefore, no problem. So we begin now. I'm taking from 3. That's what I did at part 1 or so. But taking from verses 1 with to 7. So I take from 3 again. Yehoshua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yehovah. Listen now, verses 4. Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time? There is a second time womb, which is the heavenly womb we are unveiling over here. The second time into his mother's womb and be born. Yehoshua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a man be born of water and of spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Yehovah. That which is born of the spirit is, that which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the spirit is spirit. Marvel not that I said unto thee, ye must be born again. You must be born second time. If he says something, do it again, which means you once did it. Exactly the way you once did the same, you need to do it again. There is a spiritual womb. That is where as soon as you confess Yahushua as your Adonai and your Savior, right away you go straight away to the womb. That is taking in seed. That is being conceived. That is enter into the uterus. I don't know. That is why some people, they are defective. You need to be there 9 months. That is the physical one we can talk about. Me as a woman, I'm a murder. Okay, I carry pregnancy for 9 months. The baby cannot come out until it is 9 months. Except those that is being birth, or what they call the premature. But still, they still stays in the incubator for other 2 months in order for the 9 months to be completed. And Yahushua also stays at the cross 9 good hours in giving birth to you and me. And in the spiritual laboratory womb, only 3 that bear records to that in heaven. Yahuwah, Yehoshua, and the Ruach HaKodesh. And here on earth we also have three. And this three is found in a woman. Listen to it in order for you to understand what we are talking over here. You, before the fall, until the fall, everyone exists as an angel. Every living soul you ever knew here on earth exists in the heavenly as an angel until the fall. So the fall now brings about demons. Before there was nothing like devils, demons, Satan, dragon, We are once all angels. So when the fallen deity were in obedience unto Abba Yahuwah, everyone remains bright light, angels, angelic being. But Abba Yahuwah make it in this way and not give the key to the woman. You are going to reproduce this angel, the one that needs to be reproduced, into flesh. Angel don't know what flesh is. Angel is another dimension entirely of Abba Yahuwah. That is the glory. This is how powerful the glory of Abba. You can't finish knowing him, okay? You can never finish knowing him. Okay? That every angel in heaven don't even have the wisdom of flesh. I think it's in Hebrew. I've forgotten. Where angels even want to be enlightened with the things of flesh. The question they want to know. They don't know. Just as you and I, we don't know where we came from. You don't have the memory anymore. You once exist as an angel or as a demon, but you have that memory no more. What memory do you have now? Flesh. Now, this is how glorious and powerful Yahuwah is. He makes all these angels with another different mentality. They don't think the way we think. They don't do things. No, that is their glory. And Abba Yahuwah want to make differences between that. Therefore, woman needs to reproduce them into flesh. You once exist. Before the fall, everyone exists as an angel. Until the fall, now, the fall brings about whether you exist as a demon now, somewhere else in the spirit world, or you exist as an angel in the heavenly. We all want to exist, whether demon or angel here on earth, be reproduced into flesh. We once exist either like angel, not like. And that angel, you once exist as angel, or you want exist as demon. Because satanic children feed the whole world now. When you go to Genesis 6, that is what Yahushua said is days like the days of Noah. And that was what was going on in the days of Noah. This fallen deity asking women their womb to reproduce demon called giants into flesh. If you are a demon, if you are a demon, exist as a demon, you will be reproduced into flesh. That is the marriage of serpent going into marital, affair with a woman in order for the womb of a woman to reproduce demons into flesh. But when they come into flesh, they will not know where the once was, the memory is gone. The same with you, that one exists as angel, you need to be reproduced into flesh. As soon as you're being reproduced into flesh, the memory is gone. In a nutshell, it's supposed not to be that, okay? Until the fall, that is where the changes now comes. Assuming the fall wasn't there, you will be reproduced into flesh. You will still have another different memory, okay? But you don't need again to be reproduced from flesh to the angel. He would have just stopped there the second time. You wouldn't have been needing second womb, not at all the spiritual womb. Only the womb of a woman will just reproduce into flesh, from angelic be into flesh. If into flesh, you will be into flesh, but you will never see. But you have the characteristics of an angel. You won't see because there's nothing like sin. But now when the fall now comes, therefore the spiritual womb need to reproduce it back from flesh into angelic being. That is the glorified body. And before the glorified body can come, you will enter the spiritual womb. That's what we are dealing with over here. We see the picture right at the cross. 9 hours, 9 months. Water, when he gave her the spirit, water come, blood come. When a woman is about to give birth, water come, blood come. And without this, there is no remission for sin. Without that blood that will come and prepare the way for the baby to come out from the womb, no way. Only Yahuwah can tell what the serpent would have done, because the blood maketh intercession. Okay, the only thing that overcome is the blood, the dragon. We see where the woman, Revelation 12, was about to give birth. When say the dragon stood in her face, doing what? He wanted to devour the newborn child. So I can also take that as a picture. That is the reason why the blood has to come in order to overcome the serpent. I'm not talking about you bringing forth demons. Because there are some baby when you just give them, they go back. When you give birth to them, they return back. The dragon have done something to he or she, never to see the light of day. So that is why the blood needs to come, which is remission for sin. And that is why the water needs to come, which is the word of Yahweh that is going to cleanse you from all unrighteousness until the spiritual womb takes over. That is why we've been reproduced back to angel because of the fall. If not the fall, there will not be a need for that. And you know that there will not be a need for cross. But Yahushua is the spiritual mother that is walking him, Father Yahuwah, Yahuwah the Father, Yahuwah the Son, Yahuwah the Ruach HaKodesh. Three of them bear this record in heaven. Like I quoted John 5:7-8. They alone three walk in this laboratory, the giant womb in the heavenly. When you enter you need to remain there for, we say, what is the womb? You need to remain there for a period of a time. You can't just enter womb yesterday, you jump out today, you say you begin to perform miracle. That is demonic, okay? That is, you defect. You didn't form. Let's put some more. All right, now, we put some more. John 6:53, I read. Then Yahushua said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man, and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. Whosoever eateth my flesh, and drinketh my blood, hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. All right, now. So when a baby is in the mother's womb, uterus, how did the baby care? How did the baby feed? From placenta. He's being fed from the mother placenta. This is how the baby eat the flesh of his mother or her mother and the blood of his mother or her mother. He fed from there. He fed from the placenta. And Yahushua said, you need to do that, okay? In order for you to have eternal life. To be reproduced into a jelly bean you once was before you not became flesh. And flesh, we know everything is already polluted. You need to be reproduced. And this is how you need to feed. While you are in the spiritual womb, you need to feed through the placenta of your mother. That is how you eat the flesh of Yahushua. And that's how you drink his blood. Just as the child, eat from his mother. The same you need as the spiritual womb. You eat my flesh. You drink my blood. Exactly what this little baby is doing right in the uterus, the great womb, the power of Abiyah's divinity. Listen now. When a mother does feed or fed from his or her mother, he will be defect. In fact, some will die stillborn. The same with you. He said, if you don't eat my flesh and drink my blood, there is no eternal life. You are going to be defect. You will die. And what is the link of fire? The link of fire. You die in the womb. That is going to be from the womb to the tomb. The womb, right from the womb, straight away to the tomb. I'll also let you know what is that. So we'll shift now. How Abiyah is dealing with the womb of a woman. Like I said, it is the 10th of Abiyah. It is the tithe, of Abiyah. 3 alphabet belongs to the man's glory. But this W, womb of a woman, it goes for Abiyah. Let's see who is putting the seed over there. Okay, ma, you bang. You thought it was you. No, a mighty one stand over there that is going to direct your sperm, your seed, your spermatozoon fat straight away to the womb. And the womb, the author of life, get ready to receive. Because glory needs to be given. Because this is what she specializes on. Here I am, Psalm 22, verses 9 to 10. But thou, listen now, what is the very first letter? Woman's womb is Yahuwah's laboratory to water man on earth. Let me read now. Psalm 22, 9 to 10. But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast. We are coming into that, didn't forget, 10. I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my Yahuwah from my mother's womb. From my what mother's womb? So what is Abba Yahuwah doing in the womb? What is he doing over there? Yes, that is the power of his divinity. Okay, so we'll put some more. We are dealing with the very first alphabet of this word called wife. Wife, coincidence? No, it's not coincidence. Woman's womb. Water. Excuse me, woman's womb. It is Yahuwah's laboratory to water man on earth. Coincidence? Not at all. Alright, now here I am, Psalm 51:5. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother's conceived me. Alright, so what is it saying? This is why the spiritual mother, womb, laboratory, which is Yahushua that gave birth to you and me right at the cross, taking the glory of a woman, giving birth to you and me, playing the part of a mother, being there for 9 hours, just as a woman will carry the pregnancy for 9 months. Okay, now it said, you shaping me over there. So Abba Yahuwah walk with the womb? Yes, how you put him over there? In sin, he's shaping me. Yes, that is the fall of man, right in Genesis 3. That is why the second Adam is also shaping you again in the womb of heaven, spiritual laboratory womb. He is not shaping you into iniquity or shaping you in iniquity, but to return back to angelic being you once was. He is shaping you back now in the spiritual womb to the angelic being you once was, because we once exist as an angel or a demon, like I said. Okay, now you need to be reproduced into flesh. Now that sin is already here, you're from angel to flesh. Now it's transport again. You are going to be from flesh to an angelic being, and this angelic being is going to last eternal. That is the last day resurrection. No more flesh, no more reproduction. This is the final reproduction, the second time. Nicodemus says, shall I enter my mother's womb the second time to be born? Yes, there is a womb you need to go. If not, you're going to defect. And then will not be from where? From the womb to the tomb. Here I am, Psalm 71 verses 6. By thee have I been beholding up from the womb, that thou thou art he that took me out of my mother's bowels. My praise shall be continually of thee. Because when you now begin to see that, how that liquid fluid, white something, brings about me, how did he do it? Abba Yahuwah is the one that shaped it. Let me show you how he is doing that right in your mother's womb. Because the womb is his office. Where that spiritual womb or physical of a womb, that is Abba Yahuwah walks there alone. His office, he walks, he shaping. Demon is also daughters of hell. Serpent is also walking in their womb, okay, because he's going to plant his seed over there. Reproduce them into link of fire. Demon reproduces demon into flesh. He's the one doing that. Abba Yahuwah reproduce angel in the womb into flesh, and from the flesh back to the angelic being, which is the glorified body. This is you in spermatozoa or spermatozoon. This is how you look like. As Abba Yahuwah drilled that sperm from the man's penis, it comes like this, in order for him to move fast into the uterus. You see, this is how you are. As soon as this is spermatozoa or spermatozoon. This is how we all begins. Do you see how it is? And they say, yeah, you see how Abba Yahuwah shaping it already? So where is the feet? Where is the toe hands? And where is the belly? Let's see how Abba Yahuwah formed you. The womb is Abba Yahuwah office. He may not work there. 3 of them, excuse me. Yahuwah the Father, Yahuwah the Son, Yahuwah the Ruach HaKodesh. These are 3 that bear witnesses for our womb. Ribo Shantaya. You see, it take you from a shape of a snake. Do you see how he's forming you? Did you see how he is forming you? Did you get that? How do you look like? Did you see that? So where is your hand and where is your leg? You only have tail over here. Okay, this could be your hand. This is how it formed you from spermatozoa or spermatozoa, then you come this embryo. Do you see how the embryo looks like? Let's put some more. So this is how it begins to shape you, take you from step to step. This is about few weeks. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is how it is for me, you. For that 9 months, Abba Yehovah walk with you in the womb. And that's why that we said he hold him right in the womb. He walk. Abba Yehovah offices is in the womb, nowhere else. You see, they say here is 8 weeks. You are just like a blood. Here is 9 weeks. You begin to form. You see this one, how many weeks is this? 10 weeks. You see, you are coming up. What is the other one? 11 weeks, you are coming up. 12 weeks, you are coming up. Okay? Until you get to 40 weeks. Abba Yehovah is the one taking you from step to step, glory to glory, in order for you to be reformed and reproduced into human. Now, Genesis 49:25, the only reason the blessing of the womb, should I read it, and the breast, was added unto Yusuf, the one you call Joseph, it was because he's a typology of a Messiah. Now I read, even by the word of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven, above blessings of the deep, that light under blessings of the breast and of the womb. So the reason why that one was included unto him, because a typology it is, Yahushua is the one that is going to take you into a blessed womb. That is the heavenly laboratory. In order to reproduce you from flesh again now into angelic being. This is what the serpent, stress he put them into, to make you good for himself. Here I am, Jeremiah or Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in thy mother's... Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. How did he know you? How? He walked with you. He knew you, How did he know you? Because you were once angel, He knew you. He said before he put you inside the womb, he knew you already. Where did you come from? Were you here on earth before? Could that be that was why he knew you? Not at all. He said before you entered the womb, I knew you. So before you entered the womb, you were once angel. Now enter the womb to be reproduced and formed into flesh. He knew you before you go in there. And before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right in the womb, that 9 months, that is where Abba Yehovah is, giving a commission unto your, because you were once angel, unto your spirit being. In your womb, you will be ordained to whatever you will be. Whatever you are going to be, how many children you are going to have here on earth. Are you going to be a rich man, so wealthy, or a middle class, or a lower class? It's in the womb. Abba Yehovah does that. He does it right in the womb. How many years are you going to stay? Prior to the state of falling, he gave every instruction right in the womb. Every message begins in the womb. Not after you are birth or before. As soon as you enter there. He said inside the womb, he ordained you. Before you came out, then he now ordained you a prophet. So that is where your ministry, he will be made, given unto you. These are all that is being formed in your power, in your bosom. He deposit all in there. Only for you to grow up and let him, manifest. That's it. Here I am. Isaiah 44:2-3. Thus saith Yahuwah that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not. From the womb he does it, okay? For I will pour water, there comes again the water, upon him that is athirst. That is the word. He's going to fill them with his word. And flood upon the dry land. That is powerful anointing. Word of Almighty Yahuwah overflowing. After he has finished formed you, this is the glory that is going to follow. He's going to pour out water. He's going to pour out flood. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed. This is it. And my blessing upon thy offspring. When you also go to 20, the same place, he repeated it again. The womb. He repeated that same statement again. Yeah, in verse 24, Isaiah 44, he repeated that womb, how he formed you over there. Here I am, Job 31:15. Did not he that made me in the womb make him, and did not one fashions us in the womb? He's the one that knit us all in the womb. But Sempet is playing some part, okay? For demon to be reproduced into flesh, Sempet is the one doing that. For angel to be reproduced into flesh, Abeyewa is the one doing it. Demon will be reproduced into flesh, and again, they will be reproduced into demons, which is the link of fire. And angel will be reproduced into flesh, and again, angel of flesh will be reproduced into angel, which is the glorified body. That is from the womb to the tomb. If you don't allow Abeyewa to form you, then it's going to be from the womb to the tomb. And I would also like to see what that is, from the womb to the tomb. Here I am, Galatians 1:15. But when it pleased Yahuwah, who separated me from my mother's womb and called me by his grace. Everything you want to begin, or you want to be here on earth, is being done in the womb. Womb is the ground of preparation. Womb is the ground of Abeyewa teaching you what you will be, what I made it to be, what you're going to become, how you're going to go about it, how you're going to start it. It is being done right in the womb. That is the secret place of Abeyewa. Abeyewa have a covenant with man's penis, cut off flesh at the 8 days. So what is the covenant of Abeyewa in the woman's body? The womb. The womb belongs unto him. Him alone does operate the womb, except that the folly deity now is also operating the womb of his daughters. He has daughters and he also has sons. And those are the one reproducing demons into flesh for him. And he will be reproduced back. And how is he going to be reproduced back? By deception and lie. Telling lie and deceiving the whole world. This is how he reproduce you back to destruction. From the womb to the tomb. This is how he reproduces. The truth is the seed. As soon as that seed is being planted, you enter the womb. It will begin to develop. It will begin to guide. It will begin to make you grow and mature. You don't be a baby. I was once a baby, but now I'm a full grown-up man. And when I become a full grown-up man, I put childish things aside. Yes, the womb. That is where we'll grow and become a full grown-up man, a full grown-up woman. And worry about that, the devil is going to use lies. Lies is reproduction. It's going to reproduce you from demon to flesh and from flesh back to demon where you came from. With lies, even though you carry Bible, it doesn't matter. That's why you cannot get it right. That is why you can't get it right. From the womb to the tomb. That is who you are. If you be reproduced from demon to flesh, in flesh you are returning back to where you came from. That's it. The demon. So when I say from the womb to the tomb, this is what I meant. You see the tomb of Satan, you see the womb of Satan. This is where it's going to reproduce any demon that is being reproduced into flesh, and this is where it's going to reproduce you back to the tomb. I read Psalm 58 verses 3. The wicked are entangled from where? The womb. Did I take it again? The wicked are entangled from the womb. They go astray as soon as they're being born. Speaking lies. Speaking lies. Speaking lies. The dragon is going to rebirth and reproduce and reform and remake many into demon where there once was. Genesis 6, it makes it so clear that this serpent, Genesis 3, what did he do? It's an aborter. He is an aborter. He aborts the plans of Yahuwah right in Genesis 3, that old serpent. It's also aborting today. So when he now aborts, he aborted the plans, but Yahuwah never gave up. He still continued with the covenant of the great womb. So right now, so what is it doing? Let them both grow together. The seed of serpent and the seed of Yahuwah. And womb is the one reproducing it both. So that of Yahuwah will be reproduced once as an angel. You were once angel. Now being reproduced into flesh. Again, the same womb, spiritual womb, is going to reproduce back to angelic being you once was. That is the glorified body. The truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. This is what the truth does. Reproduce and remake you. Now, so what the lies? It said they speak lies. You see, right from the womb. Who is speaking lies? It is the very author of from the womb to the tomb that is forming you and put you in the womb and walk with you and feed you with a lie and tangle you in the womb. And as soon as you born, you carry out that message. What? Let me tell you, wickedness proceeds, you see that from the womb. Evil proceeds from the womb. Whatever you are going to become, just as Abba Yehoah said unto Jeremiah, right in the womb, I set you aside. Ordain you nations unto this prophet, unto this nation. As soon as a wicked deity, demons, reproduce into flesh in the womb, that is where it's also being commissioned. Telling him how to lies, how to deceive, how to twist the royal. All this is being done to abort the truth. That is the works of Satan. To abort the truth. The womb. This is from the womb to the tomb. Now, when Abba Yehoah, I don't understand why Christianity is letting me know to say, they say it works. No, it doesn't work. It's not a magical. It is process. It is procedure. You remain over there. Depends on how many months Abba Yehoah wants you to remain in his spiritual womb. When you are there, like that of Joseph, he took him 14 whole years. We see that? That of Father Abraham, how many years did it took him? We see some people say that depends on what the mission Abba Yehoah want to give unto you. If the ministry is so huge, you will remain in the womb for years upon years. So if you're going to be having fivefold ministry, having all round anointing, functioning at all points of it all, therefore you have a huge ministry. You can't just enter into the womb and jump out. No, you will remain there. Yahushua also go from the womb to the tomb, but not with a lie. In rebirth, you and me. We see his tomb. It's only to last 3 days and 3 nights in the tomb. He came from the womb. He goes to the tomb to reproduce himself and you and me with a glorified body. He didn't go into the tomb with a lie for a lie, no. And we also see Father Abraham also go from the womb to the tomb. But not of wickedness, okay? Okay? But the tomb, I'm speaking of over here, or I am speaking of over here, it is the link of fire. It is eternal damnation. You can never be reproduced into angelic being. Why? Because you will be produced from demonic being into flesh, and again you are going from flesh to a demonic being eternal. And how is it going to produce you now back to where you came from with the lies? As we just read from Psalm 58 verses 3. Should I take it again? The wicked are entangled from the womb. Okay? They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. That's it. Because that madness, that commission, and that offices is already being given into them while they were in the womb. The whole matter begins in the womb. That's it. It begins over there. So from the tomb from the womb to the tomb. How does that go? Abba Yehoah. We see there's a certain period of a time. You need to remain over there in order to develop, in order to form, in order for you to get all that Abba Yehoah wants you to be here on earth. Okay? You can't just enter womb last month, this month you begin to do miracle. That isn't true. You can't just enter womb. Check it out. Everyone. Joseph carry huge anointing. We know what was that. Also see Moshe, the one you call Moses, 40 whole year in the wilderness. 40 whole year. He entered the spiritual womb and he was there for 40 years. Check them all out. Yahushua brings all his disciples. They enter into this very spiritual womb for 3.5 years. He was with them, teaching them the truth, betting the life of Abba Yehoah into them. So it depends on the ministry Abba Yehoah want to come in, put in your bower or your bosom. Depends how great the anointing, is. You need to remain in the womb. But that of Jesus is not so. That of Jesus, that we all enter the womb today. Before tomorrow they begin to do miracles, they jump out from the womb. The fashion. That is unformed. Yes, that is unformed because the wicked has entangled right from the womb. Right from the womb, you've been taught how to lie, how to abort the truth. from the believer, how to twist the royal law, how to do the will of your father, the devil. You'll be taught. That is the commission you've been given right at the womb. But it's going to be from the womb and to the tomb. Because a genuine believer, you must remain in the womb. Depends on how long Abba you will want to walk with you. We see our forefather, they all were there for the Abraham. You know how many years he waited for the promised child to come? About 25 years. You know what that weed? Do you know how long? That weed also go about 14 or 13 years. That is it. You can't just start ministry today. Tomorrow you begin to, you just enter, you become I'm born again now. You before you know they open ministry. Before you know they have 4 private jet. What? Yes, from the womb you be entangled and you be commissioned to lie and to deceive. That is the message you've been given right from the womb and to the tomb. Oh, Shandaya. Luke now chapter 1, 26 to 35. We see Yahushua was the word and being reproduced into flesh. So as our Messiah once exists in heaven as the word, okay, so do I exist once in heaven as an angel and be reproduced into flesh. Now he is reproducing me back. Me have been in the spiritual womb. Me, I have been in spiritual womb about 16 years now. My own stuff, That's why I said, I am the bride of Yahushua HaMashiach. To carry a unique glory, you need to pay a heavy price. And I love it. From the womb, if you defect, you are going straight away to the tomb. And the tomb is the eternal lake of fire. And the wicked is being entangled right from the womb. But they are being commissioned how to lie right from the womb. As soon as you be born, you carry out your father's will. That's it. So I want to touch on another part of this very word, the very first letter that begins this word called wife. We want to deal with another part. So we have done with the other part. Now we proceed. Now we are done with that of the water. We are done with that of the blood. We have also done with that of from the womb to the tomb. Right now we want to go into another glory of a womb. So what is the glory of another womb? First fruit that openeth the womb. Every first fruit, whatever that openeth womb, I bet you want to say it is mine. Why is it so? Let me post scripture. It said, when it say, whatever that openeth the womb is dealing with male, okay? Male child, not female, okay? Male child is specifically male child, okay? Not female. Because we didn't see that of the female, okay? Because man carries the glory of a woman, okay? And this is what man does. When man iron sharpening iron, you see that the penis will sharpen the vagina or the uterus, okay? And you put in seed over there. Therefore, the woman will not bring offering unto you, first fruit offering. That is your first, but it could be your first, but second, but it's always offering. Because you plant the seed over there. Now, the harvest time is for her to give you the offering. Because you gave it unto her, she is bringing it back to you. After she have reproduced and formed and make it big in your life, and I give it back to you. So Abba Yahweh said, every male child in this cup set is that openeth the womb is his property. Why is it so? Let's get a precept for that. So I read Exodus 32 to 3 or so. I don't know, or 2. Sanctify unto me all the firstborn whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, whatsoever openeth the womb. I bet you want to say it is mine. Why? So let's put some more. That same chapter 30, you can read 12 to 15. I'm going to read now Numbers 18:15. Here I am. I read now 15, Numbers 18:15. Everything that openeth the mattress, mattress is also womb. It's another language for womb, okay? In all flesh, which they bring unto Yahuwah, whether it be of male or beast, shall be thine. Nevertheless, okay, now I want to hang it up over there, okay? Whatever that openeth the womb, it belongs unto Abba Yahuwah. Why? Here I am, Leviticus 23:10. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. The first fruit of it all always belong unto Abayewa. Why? We put some more. Now, when you go to Genesis 4, I'm not going to read it. You can read it in your quiet time, maybe 1 to 12 or so. Okay, planted whatever in the field, bring forth whatever. Abel also do the same. Abayewa go for that of Abel, but rejected that of Cain. Why? Was it not Cain, the first fruit that openeth the womb? And why did Abayewa say, no, I don't need it, rejected and go for the second born? Yes, because that was the first fruit of serpent. He goes for the father. He is being reproduced from demon into flesh. And demon into flesh, you don't have no place in heaven. That is what Abayewa rejected, like we have been reading. And whatever that openeth the womb, it said it's mine, it belongs to me. Every male child that openeth the womb, it is mine. But Abayewa rejected because Cain was the one that openeth the womb. But he is being rejected. Why? Yes, the reason why is that serpent was the one who knitted him right in the womb of the first woman. Therefore, he is the offering of first fruit of serpent. Abayewa did not go for that. Now, why is this so? Listen now. When, as a farmer, when YAHUAH speaks to us about seed in Matthew 13, okay, using as an illustration of the word of Abayewa, it's a seed. This whole Bible is about sex. The whole Bible is about taking in seed. Adam put something in the womb. There she took in seed. That is what the Bible does, reproduction. Okay, reproduction, remake. Okay, that is what the rebirth. That is what that is what the royal law all in all is. Family, follow up with part 3 because the time is almost up over here. Part 3, we unveil it more and more. So right now, why did Abayewa? We see why he rejected Cain. It is other serpent. Is the one that opened the womb, but Abayewa said no. So now, why is it every first fruit that openeth the womb belongs unto Abayewa? Yeah, it goes this way. When that first fruit came out and belonged unto Abayewa, it is a strong covenant of everyone that is going to come along with him will be sanctified, will be made holy, won't be touched by the devil. Why? Because the first fruit is the key unto Abayewa you gave unto him. That is going to bring righteousness down. That is going to bring holiness, that divine protection upon every other one that is going to come after him. Just like this alphabet, W we are unveiling over here. It is the tithe for Abayewa. Why did 3 other alphabet goes is the glory of a man? The only one letter, it is the glory of Abayewa. The very first one that opened the womb goes right away to Abayewa. That is the covenant of the womb when the seal is being broken. Because there is a seal Abayewa placed in the uterus and he also placed in the vagina. So the vagina goes for the man, husband, you are the one to break the seal. But that of the womb, Abayewa himself does that. He opened it first. And the one that opened it first, it must be a remarkable child unto Abayewa. He must serve for Abayewa's duty. And from him, every other one that is going to follow will be saved. It goes this way. When you keep reading, in the first fruit, why is the first fruit? It is the fruit of a barley. So that will be harvested at April, March ending, at the beginning of the biblical new year. So when it's 5 months, 2 months, excuse me, which is the feast of Shavuot, they will not go for the whole harvest. Now, as soon as the first fruit, which is the barley fruit, is being ripe, the prince will not take it and wave it unto Abayewa. It belongs to him. And every other one in the field is made sanctified. Yahweh is the root. Because Yahweh is the root, they are made holy. Romans 11. Therefore, every fruit or trees or branches, he said you will be so holy. If the root is holy, that branch is holy. So the first fruit is holy unto Abayewa. That is a security to every other one that is going to come. Why? Because that first one break the seal. This is him. Is through him Abayewa break the seal of the womb. There is a lot over there. Him alone does open it. So he want to keep it a memorial. Anyone that does, he used to open it, it belongs to man. That's why in most cases, we see from our forefather, male child is the one to open it, no woman. We have never seen a woman as the firstborn, except the one Abayewa also deny, okay, I'm not going to give you a son. So we don't know anything about woman, but for the male, that is what it is. Here I am, Malachi 3, 8 to 12. Will a man rob Yahuwah? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithe and offerings. Okay, listen now. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Listen now, listen now. You are cursed with a curse. There is a curse from somewhere that you will be cursed with. That is the curse of the serpent, who robbed Abba Yahuwah right in Genesis 3. He refused to give, or is to be, he had bought the plans of Abba Yahuwah in order to rob Abba Yahuwah of his own planet. Because the planet belongs to Abba Yahuwah. He said, you are a thief, you rob from me. And what does a robber do? They are thieves. And the devil come and what? He cometh not. But what? To steal, to kill, to destroy. Where did they begin? Genesis 3. He robbed Abba Yahuwah of his first plan. He wanted to rob Abba Yahuwah of the earth. If you want to know the plans of the earth, you can kindly go to Revelation 21. That was how the earth once was. But Satan robbed it and turned it into a garbage. Because the very first fruit that opened the womb should have been that of Abba Yahuwah. But Cain was the one opening the womb on earth, but that other serpent. This is how he robbed Abba Yahuwah. This 6,000 years plus, serpent is the one who he robbed. When you keep reading, you're going to see from the ground. It didn't speak of money over here, okay? And we know that's it. Those are Christianity, they are demons that is being reproduced into flesh, okay? And they are also going to be reproduced again, because serpent have a spiritual womb. He is going to reproduce them with a lie back to the tomb, the link of fire, okay? It's not money, it's talking of seed over here. Listen now. Now 10. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith, say Yahuwah of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there won't be no room for enough to to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer, who is the devourer, for thy sake, and he will not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time in the feed. The feed is the whole word, okay? Saith Yahweh. Do you see anything related to money over there? Not at all. So what was the offering? Like I read in Leviticus 23:10, is speaking of offering. And the first fruit belongs unto Abba Yahuwah. Now it said the destroyer. Who is the destroyer? Go and read Exodus 12:23. It said, I will not permit the destroyer to come nigh you because of the blood. So who is the destroyer? It is a gay, that serpent. He is called the destroyer. He is the devourer. Who is the devourer? The devil is roaring like a rolling lion, seeking for whom to devour. He is the devourer, the devourer of plants, the rob, the destroy the plant. Right in Genesis 3. That is where they now become a thief. Trying to steal the earth. They stole the first fruit from Abba Yahuwah, because whatsoever that opened the womb belongs to Abba Yahuwah, not serpent. But that serpent opened the womb to reproduce demon into flesh. And lies these days is reproducing it back to demon. And it's going to be from the womb down to the tomb. And the tomb is the eternal link of fire. Because right from the womb, the wicked, they are being entangled and being commissioned to lie. And as soon as they're born, they carry out the ministry of lies. And we see it everywhere. Revelation 12 now. Serpent, the devil deceiveth the whole world. The dragon, that old serpent, deceiveth the whole world. Revelation now, you will see the destroyer over there. Destroyer simply in Greek, is they use two languages in Revelation 9. Abaddon. Abaddon simply means angel of death. Okay, Genesis 3. The day you will touch that, you shall surely die. And in Greek, it's being called Apollon. Apollon, what does it mean? Destroyer. So he said he's not going to permit the destroyer to come, to destroy your field or your crops, okay? Exodus 12:23, you will see who is the destroyer. That is the angel of death. So this is what Abba Yahuwah is referring to. They stole the plants, okay? And they stole the